This is 97.9 WRMF Palm Beach.
All right, I got a topic here. You just tell me first thing to come to your mind. If it makes sense, you get a point here in this round. Time, obviously, is important too. The first person in, Suit's going to help me judge this. All right, first round here. Think fast. All right, name something that's bad for the economy that starts with the letter Q.
Qbert.
Quarantine.
Oh, Daddy's Qbert.
I thought you were going to say Qbert there. The video game?
Qbert, by the way, was my cut.
Oh, yeah.
I loved Qbert.
I don't know if it's bad for the economy or not.
It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Well, hello, good morning. Welcome to the KVJ Show. How is everybody today?
Hello.
I'm good now because I'm with y'all.
Okay, that's right. A little bit of normalcy here with the rest of the crazy world that's going on.
Well, as soon as Denny's leaves me, it's just me and Chewy.
That's
when
it.
the real creepy, weird thoughts start to get in there. I didn't mean to say creepy. I meant to say weird thoughts creep in. Not creepy.
Oh, we know how you look at your dog.
Creepy.
Look, that's when the creepy thoughts.
Just me and my dog, and then the thoughts get creepy.
Sorry, Chewy.
I meant to say that's when the weird thoughts creep in.
I think you had a moment of truth.
Yeah, don't want to mix that around.
You're right.
Yeah, a lot of people in isolation, things are getting kind of weird. It's just kind of interesting to watch just how people are handling it. But I think when you are isolated, people start to get stir crazy and get a little bit nutty.
That's what I'm noticing. At least with my friends and people in my personal life, they are getting weird on social media.
Well, people are just like so bored. It's kind of interesting what some people are doing to try to entertain themselves. Like I was just even looking at a buddy of mine. He was playing Name That Tune with his blinds. And
That sounds like a Jaybird move.
It really does, and I am into this game.
I was like, you all right, man?
I'm seeing lots of, please check on us. We are not okay. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I saw that like 5 or 6 times yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I have to check on everybody?
Yeah. Here's my buddy. So he's got these blinds, so he's opening them up. This is
I have a new game. Name That Tune with the Shades.
Jingle bells.
I think it's We Will Rock You.
I think it's jingle bells.
I think it's ridiculous.
I saw that. I'm like going, you all right, man?
I'm not there yet.
Hey, V, I'm not at all trying to be inappropriate, but your boob's kind of hanging out a little bit.
sorry.
Oh, yeah. Hello,
What
KVJ TV.
are you wearing?
Well, you told me I had to dress for a video we're shooting today, so I tried to look cute.
Okay, that's awesome. Nailed it. You're gonna.
I was not trying to bring her out.
You might be sitting on a toilet. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, sure. At this point, I can only control what I can control.
Yeah.
At least you don't have to dress up like a witch.
At least you don't have me in green paint like the last video.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Well, obviously, Virginia brought something to see today on KVJ TV.
I mean, again, creepy thoughts are creeping in. Because,
Sorry.
I mean, you are out there.
A lot of creepy thoughts.
Sorry.
I looked over there. I'm like, whoa.
Well, if you'd like to see Virginia's boobs, they're on YouTube right now. Just go and look for the KVJ Show.
I fixed it.
Okay.
I tucked her back in.
Okay. Well, there you go. That is KVJ TV. You can watch live right now.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in just a second, we will hear from Robert De Niro. He's got a little message for everybody concerning the coronavirus. Before we get into that, Dua Lipa was set to release her new album coming up in April, but because it leaked on the internet, she's just releasing it this week. She's like, screw it. She's like, I don't know what to tell you.
I notice a lot of artists doing that now. When John Mayer had that new stuff come out, he put it right up on YouTube for everyone to get it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got to figure out a new way to do it and adapt to it. And I think the touring is the way they make their money mostly now, but no one's touring now. So she's just like, forget it. I'll just release it.
And if you're someone like a John Mayer, you're probably like, I need all the promotion I can get. Just go ahead, play it, listen to it, hear
And his
it.
new stuff was great.
Really good.
I was sad that it didn't get a lot of action.
I see that a lot. There must be a strategy behind that. That it used to be you would get one song at a time, and they'd work their way through an entire album. Almost, it's like now it seems to all drop at once.
You can bet there's some guy that did the research. And
Sure, yeah.
It's numbers that back it up as a formula.
Well, I even heard your boys, Death Cab for Cutie, talk about it. Sometimes they try to get the record company out completely, and they produce it and put it out themselves, so they don't have to deal with any of that crap. They're not going to get on the radio, but they at least control everything.
Well, it might be that they want to make such a splash, and if you have somebody that they don't necessarily like the first song. I'll tell you what Justin Bieber's new little album they did. He did that Yummy song, and I was like, ugh, I wasn't feeling yummy.
Yummy,
And then his next song,
yummy.
they just dropped. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling that. But maybe you might, there's so much stuff to choose from today that if the first song doesn't connect, they just dismiss the whole album. So give them a couple songs to maybe listen through.
They probably can tell pretty quick, too, just by how it's trending and how it's doing, if it's going to be
I think so.
a crappy bomb.
Seems to be faster. Feels like they really moved on from Yummy pretty quick.
Thank God. And I'm glad we did, too, by the way.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it too much.
Don't go on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's on TikTok a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Fox, the television network, has a few people in quarantine. One of their business anchors, Liz Clayman, Lou Dobbs, Charles Payne, they're all in quarantine or isolation because other people around them on their broadcast team had tested positive for the coronavirus. So if you tune into a lot of shows now, you'll see like a lot of the anchors and the personalities are actually from their house.
I have a question for y'all. Let's say like tonight I start coughing and I don't feel that good, but I don't think it's the corona. I have a little bit of just the symptoms, but not all of them. Do I text y'all, tell you that, and then
Yes.
I don't come in,
Absolutely.
even if it's nothing?
Yeah.
You can't take a chance right now. If you feel sick at all, you must stay home.
But then what if the next day I feel great and I want to come in?
You got to
That-
give yourself a couple days.
Yeah, I think what I saw the guidance on how to be cool is if you have any kind of symptoms whatsoever, you take yourself out for at least 24 hours and you sit back and see what happens.
Okay.
And you let people know. Like they were saying, in fact, Kelly Ripa came up, she had a list of like what's cool and what's not cool. And part of that is that if you feel even the least bit out, then you need to let people know. It's not cool to be like, I'm just going to see what happens. I don't feel that bad yet.
Yeah, you got to say something if you feel bad, and you got to not go around people if you feel bad.
Yes.
I mean, literally, you cannot mess with this because if you go out and about, like, did you see that story? There was some workers at a old folks' home, and a few of them were coming to work sick, and then they passed it to the elderly people, and those people are dropping like flies. But it's because the workers came to work sick.
Yeah.
If you're sick, you got to stay home, ride it out, see what it is, and don't take a chance.
And I don't want you guys getting any funny ideas. I feel healthy as a horse over here.
I heard somebody yesterday cough out in the hall, and I jumped up out of my chair like, Denny's, you go talk to them.
It's funny to see what happens because people are coughing in the hall. And then
Don't cough in my hall.
And then when somebody comes out to investigate, people lie about who is coughing. I'm telling you, that's going on.
It's the worst thing you can do in society right now is cough.
Oh, yeah.
Do not cough outside
Yeah.
this door because I am on high alert, and I will send an email to management saying you've been coughing.
We heard Virginia 2 hallways. Someone coughed, and you just hear Virginia, who was that?
I am not
You
playing.
got people scared.
They should be. If you feel like you have to cough, don't do it around me. You better go somewhere.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your dirt.
No, you're fine. I think the dirt's almost over. I don't know where we are. Finally here, Robert De Niro, he's got a message for all of us, and I believe that we should be listening. This is the kind of message that all of us need to hear and take seriously.
Who is this?
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro. Okay.
Oh, boy, please tell me it went through.
Oh, boy. It's not in there?
Oh, please tell me it went through.
Did the coronavirus hijack your audio
I got a
clip.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
You know what? We'll take a Danny DeVito because he's pretty
I
much.
said Robert De Niro.
I know. That's why I'm like, who?
Danny DeVito's giving pretty much the same message. So it's kind of interchangeable.
I'm sorry. I want the Robert De Niro. Danny DeVito, not as cool.
Danny DeVito's it's a better clip than the De Niro. The De Niro wasn't.
Oh,
that-
look, I'm trying to sell it now. Look at this used car salesman over here.
But who
You know,
do
actually, you're going to like this car a lot better.
who do you respect more? Who do you think is a guy that should be given messages?
I'm just saying,
Am I
DeVito's.
missing this, Denny's?
It's probably on me. I have been just making so many life mistakes. It's been a rough month.
You have like a crusty thing on your lip.
It's my toothpaste. That toothpaste. You
It
gave
looks like
me.
you have toothpaste lip liner on. It's like all around your lip.
I was running late today. Chewy wouldn't take his medication. The clips aren't in the Vox Pro.
She's a mess.
Yes, he is.
If you guys give me 7 minutes, I can get you that clip.
Okay, we'll just sit here and twiddle our thumbs.
Just play the DeVito clip.
All right, here's Danny DeVito.
Hi, everybody. It's Danny DeVito, and I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart, all over the state of New York, stay home. I mean, everybody. I mean, we got this virus, this pandemic, and, you know, young people can get it, and they can transmit it to old people. And the next thing you know, I'm out of there. Please, do us a favor, all of us, and stay home, not spread this virus around. Thank you.
Okay.
Way better clip.
Did you know that since they've locked down New York, there's basically been like 200 flights a day leaving New York and coming to Florida? The governor had to say yesterday, if you're coming from New York to Florida, you have to quarantine yourself for 14 days.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody in New York is doing, coming to Florida.
I was wondering how that works. How do you quarantine yourself?
It's self-quarantine. If you arrive from New York and you land here in Florida, he's saying you have to stay home for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, yeah, because everybody already is listening to that.
Yeah, I know. Especially if you're a spring breaker.
Yeah, sure thing, dude. Yeah,
If I get
no
correct-
problem. I'm going to go sit in a hotel for 14 days and not go anywhere. Okay.
Like your boy said, if I get corona, I get corona.
If I get corona, I get corona.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, dude.
More importantly, is my toothpaste gone?
Yes,
Okay.
you got it. Ring around the lip. And that's what's going on in your scary dirt of the day. It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, lots of singing is going on here. A lot of celebrities from home are doing different performances. Some of them are
That's
doing
cool.
very well, yeah. Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood, they got 3.4 million people tuned into their Facebook Live webcast.
Nice.
Yeah, they're performing everything from their own songs to Bob Dylan to Lady Gaga, so.
Did they do a little thank God for unanswered prayers? That's my jam.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, so I'm not sure every song they did. We'll check it out, see maybe we can get some clips on
Did
that.
they do Colin Baton Rouge?
Did Trisha Yearwood do the one song off her sophomore album?
We're going to keep asking you questions you don't know the
No
answer
answers,
to.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're not getting the hint.
I'm sorry. You might want to send me home today. I'm not going to be that good.
He had to do Friends in Low Places, right?
You have to.
Probably, yeah. I think.
You cannot do Friends in Love. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. He probably did some kind of adaptation to, it's like Friends in Alone Places or something like that.
Totally.
Billy Joe Armstrong, lead singer of Green Day, was doing some interesting covers. He did I Think We're Alone Now. Okay.
I
all
usually
right.
hate covers. I think that sounds great.
That is really good. He did a great job with that. Yeah, he does some really good covers. They've done, in fact, I think they came up with another band side project and we're doing some stuff like that.
I know a lot of the older bands, like a Green Day or a Weezer, they do covers to kind of just,
Yeah, it's fun.
keep it out there.
People like it. Why not? Jim Pederick of Survivor also has a motivational song. Is this from the TV show or the band?
This is from the guy who wrote Eye of the Tiger. He's trying to write another inspirational song during these times of crises.
Okay.
I feel like that would be at the end of Rocky V, the credits.
Yeah.
Not the good Rocky.
Not the good Rocky.
Aw.
Sorry.
And another clip here of some interesting audio. There's a sweet story of an opera singer. that is serenading his father while he listens from the balcony. The father gone on to say that he hates being isolated, but at least he has something to look forward to every single day. So it's his son comes and sings to him every single day. And here's some audio of that.
I was driving by with my son on the bicycle, and then I said to him, let's say hello to Grandma and Grandpa, who are in quarantine. Then I said, why won't we just sing a serenade to them, just like Grandpa sang to Grandma when they were young? Of course, it needed some persuasion, because he always shouts when I sing. But eventually he allowed it. I just sang. That was it.
Okay.
Breaking story, though, she really wasn't singing. She was playing something from Apple Music.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pre-recorded.
That's shady.
Pre-recorded, Virginia.
Very shady. Very shady. And there you go. That is your viral audio from around the world.
This is the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
So, am I the only one getting fat during this time right now?
No, Pumpkin.
No.
Oh, I need to hear stories of just solidarity. If you want to call in and tell me everything you've been eating and how much weight you have put on the last 5 to 10 days, it's going to make me feel real good.
My family loves snacks. You know my husband.
Yeah.
And he's raising the children the same to love snacks. And so to make them happy, I normally don't buy all that crap. I did. I bought all that crap for them. And it's all in the house. And I'm eating some of it too. Like, I think we're all going through it together.
I was making lasagna hoagies last night. Basically, you get a big old piece of bread. I got that Stouffer's family style lasagna.
I know you did.
Oh, it is so good. So much cheese fat, Kevin. And then what you do is you take the lasagna and you stuff it in that big old, loaf, and then you put it in the oven after you've cooked the lasagna just to get a little warm. You've got a lasagna hoagie, and it was delicious, and I feel terrible today.
Well, I'm doing curbside pickup of quick weight loss stuff, diet stuff to help me stay on track. If you want me to get some for you, I can.
It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like I'm doing my job as a human.
I mean, you got the snack bracket going on right
Yeah,
now.
if I diet and I'm healthy during this time of crises, I don't think that's cool, man. Who am I?
Everybody's got to do their own thing.
Yeah, I just think during this time I'm just going to get gross and fat.
They said that.
Fat and sassy like that lady.
Yeah.
I'm going to get all fat and sassy.
Yeah, they said that sales of junk food are going through the roof.
I can totally see that. I want to give a shout out to my sister who braved the store, the front line of the store, and got me a ton of snacks.
Wow.
Oatmeal pies, Virginia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they say that the numbers are going crazy. I think 30% increase on potato chips. As an example, they say they're noticing that Oreos, pretty much about the same, sales of that. Kraft macaroni and cheese, apparently, the sales are way up.
Baby, I was talking to Virginia yesterday about some macaroni and cheese, grilled cheeses. I believe we're going to do here at the station.
Oh, okay.
We got to keep some kind of normalcy. We got to have a grilled cheese party. David B. in the chat room says, make some healthy food, Jaybird. Just do it. My response to David B., no. Not right now.
This man is not going out like that.
Well, it's hard to be all healthy.
We don't know what the hell's going to happen.
Yeah.
I do not see him going out like that.
You think I want to go out eating health crap, David
I know
B?
you don't.
No, I want to go out eating lasagna hoagies. That's how I'm going out.
They say pretzel sales up 47%, potato chips 30%, and popcorn up 48%, and even Spam saw a 37% increase.
There you go. I mean, we keep talking every day. So many businesses are struggling right now. But yeah, anybody who manufactures any kind of snacks apparently not struggling.
You are right about that. I want to give a shout out also to Publix. They make their style, not the kind you get from like Wise or any Planters. They make their own popcorn in the back at the deli area.
Yeah.
It is so cheap and so buttery. It's one of the best deals you can get. $2 and you will eat popcorn like a king or a queen. All right, that's all I got.
It's good info.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
You're the journalist we need in these times.
And by the way, the snack bracket is up at kvjshow.com. You can go and check that out. In fact, here in just a couple of minutes, we're going to check in with it. We decided a day early. I told Denny, so I'm like, let's just go on ahead and go to the next round because they were all blowouts.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm the president, but you're the commissioner.
I'd rather, let's get to the really great competition. We're going to knock it down to 8, and then I think they'll all be a lot tighter.
I'm the guy in the pit doing all the hard work. You're the guy up above doing you're making all of the big decisions that need to get this tournament going.
Do you have all 8 of the front runners in your house right now?
That's a great question. To be quite honest with you, I probably have 5 out of 8 right now.
You need to make videos and document. I mean, this is history.
Yeah, just don't tell me how to live my life.
Virginia, what do you got on your mind today?
You might want to take back being sassy to me when I give you this gift.
Toilet paper! Yes! I can poop in peace! Yes! This is huge.
I only have 3 of those, and I'm giving you one, and then that's it for me, so...
I'm tickled pink right now. Thank you so much.
Have fun. Use sparingly. Don't go crazy.
This could get me through. I mean, I may not need toilet paper till maybe August.
August?
Oh, what's the month?
This is March.
All right, maybe April.
I'm like, wow.
What?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I know you were out of toilet paper and you were freaking out because you were down to less than a roll left.
Well, poor sweet Denny's has been my supply guy.
So you got to share some of that with him.
He's running a little low, too. And Denny's way bigger pooper than me.
Yeah.
He does go more. We know this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why? I don't know. But
because we talk
we
about
share a lot, yes.
very inappropriate things.
He's like my brother.
Mm-hmm. Let me see what I got on my mind here today. Have you seen people doing interesting things? It's kind of fun just to see what people are doing to try to prevent from getting the coronavirus. Yesterday, as I was leaving work, one of our coworkers I saw was getting into her car, and I was like, oh, it's taking her a long time to pull out. And then we were kind of like on the same road together, and I looked over, and she had rubber gloves on. She was driving with rubber gloves. I'm like, how about that? I wonder where all she's wearing those. So that's her thing. Maybe
every time she leaves the house, she puts them on.
Well, if you have
if
you have OCD, I saw people talking about this online. People are going crazy. They're washing their hands and doing stuff that they normally wouldn't do.
I mean, I've always kept hand sanitizer in my car, and after I use the gas pump, I would put it on. But yeah, I mean, if you don't have OCD or you weren't germ phobic, this thing will turn you into that. And then, what's going to happen after the virus is gone? Are we all still going to be germ phobic?
It's a good question.
I just wonder if this is changing me permanently or just temporarily, because I am maniacally insane about it right now, wiping everything all the time.
You're basically wondering if the new normal is going to be your new normal.
Stop saying the new normal. I'm going to punch you in the throat.
I'd imagine that when it's not on the news every second and everywhere you go, that's all people are talking about. I mean, has to. It's completely pretty much shut down society.
You're completely right. As soon as you go on social media, I would say every third post of people, there's a lot of people we don't know personally.
More than that, I think.
You're probably right. It's there. It's all over the news for sure.
It'll go away a little bit.
I went to bed early last night, and Jay Bird texted me when I was sleeping, "Are you watching the news?" And so I woke up thinking I missed some big story. And
basically, all I want to do, because I thought she was watching the news, I thought she was going to text back yes, and I was going to text back, "Stop watching the news," because she's the one that's going a little cuckoo over here.
I went to bed. I put myself to bed early. Mama gave herself a timeout.
Well, you can watch too much of it.
You absolutely can watch too much of the news and then be all freaked out. And I was getting there yesterday.
There's not been really a lot of updates that I've seen.
Well, the only thing I saw, we have? Never mind. It's kind of a grim stat. I don't feel like being grim.
I watched DeSantis, I watched Trump, and then I watched Dr. Oz, and then I watched the nightly news, and then I was like, I gotta go to bed.
I saw one number of deaths in the U.S., and then when I looked back, it was different.
Doubled?
Well, it was a good amount different.
In Florida, it had doubled. Yeah, the other day.
That's heavy, man.
Yeah, so I think you can watch too much of that.
Yeah.
Because they're putting it up like a scoreboard every time it gets, updated. Like, all right, 10 more people.
Kind of is, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, it's crazy just watching. So it's kind of interesting to see just what some people are doing with their unique precautions. And I think everybody's seems like they got maybe a little something unique to them. I don't know how many people are driving around with rubber gloves. If you're taking a box with you, if you're always grabbing a new pair, if anybody else is doing that. I'm just kind of curious how many people are doing that tactic. And yesterday I went out and Ken and I were shooting some baskets, just trying to get out and get a little bit of sunshine and move around a little bit. So we were there, and so we're kind of like on the the basketball courts are there, and there's other people playing, but you're well far away from anybody else. There's Ken and myself just on one court, and there's somebody on the other court, and this guy came out. Dude was terrible at basketball. But it was like you could tell he just wanted to get out and get some sunshine or something and move around a little bit. And he couldn't even come close to the rim, and he kept shooting into our court. But as I'd run over the ball, no, kick the ball. And I'm like, well, get the damn ball out of here.
Really?
He didn't want me touching it. But I'm like, going, keep your ball out of my court. Because I was sitting there watching. He was shooting it 10 feet over the hoop. And like, so every I'm like kicking the ball back to this guy. No. And he's making a big, no. Kick the ball. I'm like, I'm not touching your ball. Keep it over there. Come on, man.
I want to play him on one-on-one so bad.
No, you don't.
I do.
You can't right now.
He wouldn't. Yeah, he was on a court all by himself, and he was throwing that ball anywhere but near the hoop.
I'd beat him. Terrible defense.
Well, that's one of the things they said they'll shut down. If they see you playing basketball with anybody at the park, they'll shut you down.
Even if it was me and Kevin who've been together?
You'd have to convince them that you're a family member and you live in the same house.
Mm-hmm.
You can't play with anybody that's not in your house with you.
I did see a little bit. I saw 4 dudes on one court, and they were playing. I think it was 2-on-2.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
You can't play with anybody that's not in your house that you're quarantined with right now because you don't know who they've been exposed to. Basketball, you're all up in somebody's grill. Why would you go play basketball with strangers?
Yeah, you're playing a sweaty game, a big old pickup game.
You're supposed to keep a 6 feet distance from everybody on the planet.
Okay, can I have my head back? First of all. Second of all, I was only asking. I'm with Kevin, I'm with Denny's, I'm with you. So what's the difference of me playing basketball with Denny's or me and him sitting right next to each other?
It sets a bad example.
Okay, well, there's the answer that I wanted. That makes sense.
6 feet, bruh.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, and Recreation is getting shut down like crazy. In fact, it was yesterday because we were out there, and I'm like, I don't even know if I could be out here or not. But, I was out there because I'm like, I'm going to go out and, get a little bit extra. It was Cannon and I. I'm like,
you're a rebel.
And to me, I could justify it. I'm like, it's me and my son on a court isolated by ourselves shooting baskets.
Well, I don't think they've shut down exercising yet. That's only different states where you can't go out. I don't think we're there yet. I think you're following the rules by doing that.
If the park is closed, what kind of park is it?
It was just kind of like an open. There weren't gates. It's just a park you drive your car up into, and there you go. And there were other people that are out there.
I think all the parks are supposed to be closed.
Really?
I think.
Is that a Virginia fact? That is probably not right?
80% sure that I'm right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a county-owned park, though. I don't think it's owned by the city or the county.
Is it a private park in your neighborhood?
No, it's a ballpark at the Palm Beaches. They have basketball courts there.
Oh, it's very public there, yes.
Yeah, and that's owned. I don't know who owns that.
Maybe the ballpark owns it.
Yeah. So I don't know. So that's where I was.
Was there a lot of people out there, or just you, the guy that yelling at you, and then Cannon?
No, there's like 4 different courts, and everybody was kind of picking half of a court. They weren't using the whole court, and so there's about maybe I don't know. I would say probably half of the courts were used.
How's your jump shot?
Mine's terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
Layup?
Better than that guy that was shooting the ball into our court every 2 seconds. No, not touch the ball. Kick it. Like, all right, I got it the first 8 times. Thank you. Yeah, but with golf, I know a lot of people are saying, I should be able to golf, right? Maybe not so much. Golf is pretty much shut down everywhere. Miami-Dade closed their courses last Thursday. Broward County closed them on Sunday. Now they say Palm Beach County golf courses may shut down by the end of the week.
I mean, if you work at a rich, fancy club and you are trying to enforce rules to some of these rich people, they're not going to care. They'll dress you down and they will go out there and play golf. And then someone will back them up because they have so much money. I've seen it happen before.
Yeah, well, because police are trying to say, okay, here's what we're going to do now. Leave the flag stick in. Don't take the flagpole out of the hole when you go to put it in. A lot of people would do that. So that way we don't have all these people touching the flag stick. That was the one thing. They said, okay, now we need to have only one person per cart. So nobody, you can't double up. And then apparently that's just it. Of course, no one is listening to any of the regulations.
If you've got fancy members out of golf, if you have like a Doc Tonkins, oh, Dr. Tonkins is here, everybody, look at Doc Tonkins. If you see that guy and he complains that he's not able to drive his little cart and he's paying $500,000 in fees and he's spending money, guess what? Doc Tonkins gets to play golf today. That's how it is there.
Tonkins don't listen to you or your rules.
Now, Doc Tonkins is a fake doctor.
Grant said over the weekend the basketball courts where I were had about 100 people on it. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'd imagine now they're going to probably shut those down.
That is not 6 feet.
No, it's not.
Oh. Come on, people.
Somebody said, yeah, only the state parks are closed.
Okay. Like a Jonathan Dickinson.
Yes.
So there you go. Well, apparently Harry Styles has written his Rumors album. That's at least what Stevie Nicks is saying. Rumors is one of the greatest albums ever written. Fleetwood Mac, she was a big part of it. And apparently she's tight with Harry Styles. She wrote on Twitter, I'm listening to music, mostly Harry Styles' new album, Fine Line, and being inspired by him to write some new songs and poetry. Way to go, Harry. It is your Rumors.
Gotta tell you, too, Christy McVie and Lindsey Buckingham of Fleetwood Mac, they did their own album together about a year and a half ago, and it's fantastic.
Really?
It's really good.
Okay.
It sounds a lot like Fleetwood Mac.
Dang,
Yeah.
Okay. Had no idea.
They hate him, though.
They do,
They
okay.
do not like Lindsey Buckingham.
But they love his music.
Well, I just think it's at a point now they cannot stand each other's personalities. They want them out. I think the main issues between him and Stevie Nicks.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Your South Rock moment brought to you by...
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Behind the Music.
I opened the door, though.
You did.
I did. I opened the door. Talking about the rubber gloves, a lot of people are wearing them, and I've even kind of seen that, too. It's, rubber gloves is kind of an interesting thing. I saw one of our coworkers driving out of the building yesterday, and she had rubber gloves on, driving. And somebody was saying, yeah, yesterday I went by a guard gate, and everybody that was driving in was handing their driver's license and paperwork to the guy at the guard gate, and he was wearing rubber gloves. But then I watched him touch his face and mouth at least 8 times in a minute.
Someone just called me out. They said, Bird, I've watched you for about 5 minutes, and you've touched your face 10 times today. Some people just can't help it.
Yeah, and they were saying, too, I was reading something about, the grocery stores and all that kind of stuff as you go out. And there's just so much stuff that is, it's so weird because what makes sense? Some things you're like going, okay, that doesn't make sense. What we're closing, what we're not closing.
For sure.
What is bothering people, what is not. And they were saying, one of the things that is going on is you'll see some people at grocery stores. In fact, a lot of them are saying, hey, don't wear the rubber gloves because people are wearing them and it gives a false sense that everything is just sterile and sanitized. But rubber gloves, those things still pick up the germs. And a lot of times you have that false sense or you just forget to keep changing them out. You have to change them out like every other minute for them to be completely sterile. And so somebody might put those on and you actually might wind up having more germs accumulate on rubber gloves than you would on your hands if you're constantly washing them.
And it kind of looks alarming, too. I suggest maybe getting some, like, Mickey Mouse gloves. You walk out there, and then people be like, oh, this is fun.
You can take those rubber gloves, though, and throw them, like, in the dishwasher or other places and sanitize them. The hardcore ones. Now, the single-use ones, then those
I think these are more the single-use.
Those are going to be trashed.
Yeah.
Should I tell you when your boob's out?
Yeah.
Okay, your boob's out.
Sorry. It's just the way I'm sitting in this dress.
It turns into a drinking game.
It's fun for people watching KVJ TV.
Yeah.
You can't see it from the front. You can only see it from the side.
Yeah, I mean, I have got a front.
He's on the side.
Well, I have to turn to her to talk, and every time I turn,
Hey
I'm like,
now.
hey,
All right.
Mrs. Nipple, how are you?
Wow.
I'm going to put on a sweater.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got one for you. Let's cover you up, Mama.
Another one's out there. Somebody just texted in and said, Kevin, can you please talk about the thought process of doing schools but allowing daycares to stay open? Little kids have their hands in their mouth all the time. They may not be dying, but they certainly can be carriers and give it to parents. WTF, Josh from the Pizzle asking that. Yeah, I saw that too. There was an article in the Sun Sentinel today, and they were talking just about that because some people are saying, okay, but the argument is it's necessary because of parents and work. And there's just a lot of things that, okay.
The question I have, okay, for example, for the last 10 days, it's been Virginia, Kevin, Denny's, Suits, and my sister, and then Denny's wife. It's all of I've seen. And a couple of the weird and whatever people. But that is it. Under 10 people. Now, with everybody that, if my other sister wanted to come say hello to me, or a neighbor, shouldn't you be cutting it off from anybody new that you haven't seen the last 5 days? Or am I off with that kind of thinking?
I don't think you're off.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're actually seeing too many people.
It's under 10. Why you got to publicly shame me?
Yeah, well, that's the name of the game today. You got to...
You are doing it wrong, Bird.
I don't know. I mean...
Well, you know, if you got a buddy that you think is okay and you haven't seen them in a month and they just stop by, do you not let them in? Or are you starting to get crazy at that point?
I'm going to talk to you through the glass slider.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think the whole thing about the social distancing is the more you observe it, the less it will spread. And I even saw a breakdown on percentages that if you just live your best life and I don't care, at the rate that the coronavirus spreads, in a month, one person could infect 400.
That's crazy.
Yes, that's the numbers on that. But it broke it down if you cut your socializing in half, if you cut it by 75%. And I think if you cut it by 75%, you'd only infect like 4 or 5 people. So that's the difference in every little bit helps. But then, I think we probably all have little pockets of, hey, I'm out playing basketball with Cannon and, certain things are going on here and there, which, may not be ideal.
I had to go to Walmart. Oh my gosh, that woman's in the aisle again coughing on my back.
Well, those are the things where people are like, okay, so you're closing golf courses. We can't even do recreational boating. And yet people are shopping like maniacs going through stores that you can't maintain a 6-foot distance when you're walking through aisles. You close down all the schools, but the daycares are staying open. So there's all these kind of things that are happening saying, okay, well, what are we doing here? Because
it's conflicting messages.
Yes, it is. There's
so
a lot of this.
Either get all on the same page and shut it all down, or
Right.
just say we're not going to be able to control this.
And we can't even keep our leaders on the same page. Where some people are like, let's shut everything down for 5 weeks. And other people are like, well, maybe we just need to reverse this and just all go out and enjoy our life.
What are you doing personally for your worship practices?
I'm doing it online.
You are? Is
Yeah.
that what your church is doing?
Yeah, they're doing it online. They're doing a great job. They're doing kids services. They're doing adult services. They're doing young adult services.
Is
They're
that a
doing all
daily
kinds of
thing,
stuff.
or is that like Wednesday and Sundays?
It's every week, but then during the week they'll have the kids thing might be on, Wednesday. Young adults might be on Thursday.
I don't know about you, and I don't want to speak for you, Virginia, but I know I would tune into a Kevin Ralston sermon.
I'm not a preacher.
I know, but I'd like
Yeah.
I think, but you're
Yeah.
wise like one.
Oh, I am. Okay.
You're not a preacher, you're a teacher.
Okay.
That's
well,
okay.
you could bring back the Godcast.
Gosh, if there's
Yeah.
ever a time,
A
to
time when
not
the world
bring
needs
that
it.
back.
Yeah.
Just
I was looking at what's going on with the daycares here. Josh wanted me to kind of like comment on it. I don't know a ton about it, but in this article in the Sun Sentinel, it's saying that one daycare, at least, their rules are no parents allowed inside the building. Each child gets their temperature taken to make sure that they aren't sick. You're starting to see a little bit more of that. People taking people's temperatures just to see exactly, okay, where they are before you're allowed to admitted someplace. Be like, okay, let's make sure that you're not contagious.
the thing that kind of stinks about that, I'm a person that leads the league in low grade temps. Even when I'm okay, I'm like a 102 or a 1, maybe not.
Well, you're wearing a ski cap. That can't be cool.
I usually have a low grade, not always, but I'll have a low grade temp and then I'll battle back and be okay the next day.
If this starts becoming a thing where we start checking temperatures about everywhere you go, then yeah, you're going to be ostracized.
Oh, quarantine Pennington.
Yeah. And they say also sheets used for nap time must be taken home each day for laundry.
How many times are you guys washing your sheets?
I washed over the weekend.
Okay, my other question. Let's say you wash your sheets on a Monday, and it's the next week, and it's time to. Can the corona just all of a sudden find your sheets from the outside?
No, I think you have to bring it in.
Got ya.
On your hands or on your person or on some kind of object you're bringing in.
See, we're kind of doing like our own dumb town hall right now. I asked the dumb question.
But, I mean, yeah, look at me. Do I look like an expert?
Yeah, why am I asking you?
I'm over here freaking out trying to figure it out. Same as you, same as all of us.
I mean, how accurate has Virginia been with her stats? I think she's at, what, 32%? And I'm going to you for comfort?
I'm not saying I know it all. I'm just saying I'm trying to learn it all quick. I'm just trying to absorb and figure it out and just keep everybody safe around me.
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong with everything.
No, a good chance that you are.
Oh, the article, they talk a lot about how the kids are sanitizing, washing hands as they walk in, all the kind of things they're doing. But, if you start seeing coronavirus cases around daycares, then they're going to quickly shut those as well. So it'll be interesting to see.
All you need is one daycare corona, and then I think you'll see the shutdown.
Yeah. A lot of people are talking about the rubber gloves. So what I saw yesterday is not rare. A lot of people are doing this. Somebody said, I saw a lady at the gas station that used her rubber gloves to pump the gas, then got into her car and drove away with the gloves on, touching the steering wheel, shift knob. So it's dummy.
I don't think you get it.
Yeah, that's just it. It actually might be worse for you to be wearing these rubber gloves because then you have this false sense of sanitation that is going on and sterilization, which you don't. You're actually getting more on these rubber gloves and then continue to touch your face, and it actually might backfire against you.
Where's your level at ordering delivery?
Anything that I get from a takeout place or a delivery place, which I did yesterday, you bring it home and reheat it.
Because you look a little, downtrodden today. I was going to say the bird will buy breakfast, and I will heat the hell out of it.
You don't have an oven here.
I got a micro.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm not hungry. He's so mad at me.
Somebody else asked here in a text, they said, can you talk about how Pratt & Whitney isn't closing with thousands of employees? Yeah, there are businesses that are staying open. Yesterday, I was reading kind of like what the guidelines are, and if they have presented you with what is a presumably safe work environment, if a reasonable employee would say this is a safe environment, if they've trained you on coronavirus, if they're providing sanitation, as far as disinfectant for your hands and trying to at least maintain some kind of social distancing, then these businesses are going to continue to run.
Well, that might be a business that might be essential, too. We're talking about building military planes and all. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on at Pratt & Whitney that the average person probably doesn't know about, that they need to continue to do.
They always get...
He's an insider.
They always... It's interesting because he's right. Pratt & Whitney always gets name dropped if you're watching like UFO specials and they're talking about, parts that are built for aircraft and things like that.
Don't want to brag, but my dad worked there.
Don't want to brag, but I'm gonna.
Yes.
Did your dad know anything about aliens?
My dad's got... You know what? I've already said too much.
Jaber's going to get his dad killed today.
The coronavirus doesn't take him out. His own son gets him silence.
One nice clean hit.
Sniper's gonna get him when he's out like getting toilet paper.
Well, now you know why I'm obsessed with all this stuff. Planes and aliens and sky.
Oh, his dad has obviously planted some things in his head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Randy's good as dead today.
Good as dead. Dead man walking.
I hope you're not listening, Dad.
All right, the snack bracket. Here's where we are with it. We're going to go on ahead and move into the next round. This is going to be the Elite 8. The Sweet and Salty 16 is over. Advancing to the next round, we've got Cheetos beating Hostess chocolate cupcakes. You've got Snickers beating the Nutter Butter cookies. You've got Nacho Doritos beating Hot Pockets. Twix beat Cheez-Its. Bagel Bites beat Funyuns. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups beat Totino's Pizza Rolls. Little Debbie Swiss Cake Rolls beat your Sour Cream Pringles. That was, I believe, about our closest one. And then Oreo Cookies beat Peanut M&Ms.
So right now, your Cinderella story, Virginia, in this tournament is Bagel Bites. If Bagel Bites wins, that'd be the feel-good story that 2020 needs.
Okay. So here is the next round. This is the Elite 8 that we have left in the March Fatness snack bracket. Cheetos go against Snickers. Nacho Doritos go against Twix. Bagel Bites versus Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Little Debbie's Swiss Cake Rolls go against Oreo cookies.
Oh, Bagel Bites is done. It's going against the cup. Oh, my God.
The cup?
Yeah, I got to tell you, too, this tournament's shaping up like it should on paper. Your Final Four is going to be probably your predictable snacks.
Okay.
I've learned a lot from putting this tournament together. I can't wait to do this again. There's so many things I would do different.
Yeah?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Okay.
If we could, I'd love to bring it back.
Yeah.
Soon. If the quarantine stays up.
Soon, huh? Same ones, or are you going to do a whole new 64 snacks?
I would do it in a completely different tournament now. I'd do it differently, yeah. And I would do it with some gusto.
Okay.
Who's Gusto?
Did you see how people are raving about the new Lucky Charms ice cream?
No.
Yeah, they're saying it's fantastic. If you're looking to get fat and sassy, they say that might be the way to go. They're saying that is really good.
I'll tell you what, I've been eating a lot. I've been eating the mini cups of Friendly's ice cream. You've got, Reese's peanut butter with the little Reese's peanut butter clumps in there. You've got birthday cake. They were on sale at Walmart. I bought like 30 of them.
He looks like he's got 5 kids when he's in the checkout line, but he doesn't.
I know. I bought the family style of lasagna. I ain't got no family.
Some would say you're hoarding lasagna.
Yeah.
Right, he is. Should we shame him on video?
No, let's turn him in. Let's call that hoarding line.
This man's hoarding lasagna.
He's hoarding the Stouffer's lasagna.
Yeah.
I'm turning you into DeSantis.
This whole video, did you see this on social media? This had me confused where they were trying to act like they're building this massive lasagna. It was this stadium-sized lasagna apparently they were building, and I was listening to the audio of this. I'm like, wait, what is this?
This guy started a rumor online, and it caught fire. People thought he was real with this clip right here.
My sister, her boyfriend's brother, works for the Ministry of Defence, and they're making lasagna the size of Wembley Stadium. So how they're doing it is they're actually putting the underground heating at Wembley. That's going to bake the lasagna, and then they're going to put the roof across, so it's like a Recreational oven. And they've got loads of drones, and they're going to lift it up with the drones, and they're going to cut off little portions and drop them into people's houses. I'm looking forward to that because I do quite like lasagna as well.
And people believed it.
This is amazing.
That's amazing.
They've turned Wembley Stadium
into an oven.
Into an oven. I love it. They got a lot of people that are hashtag being cool. We'll share some of those stories coming up here in just a second. Got some birthdays going on today. Peyton Manning. I guess for his birthday, he decided to turn down ESPN for doing Monday Night Football. He said, nah, it's okay. Even though Tony Romo just signed a $17 million deal.
And you said Tony's really good at it.
Yeah, people really love Tony Romo doing it. I can't remember. Maybe it was more than $17 million. I thought it was at least $17 a year or something like that. He signed his deal with CBS for. So Peyton Manning apparently wanted none of that. I don't know if he just didn't want to be in the booth with a guy named Booger or what, but he's out. 44 today. Allison Hannigan, who plays Lily or did on How I Met Your Mother, turns 46. She also was the girl with the flute in American Pie.
I had such a crush on her.
You did, huh?
I did. I loved her in American Pie.
This one time at band camp?
Yes, yeah. I really liked her.
Mm-hmm. And Jim Parsons, who was Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory, is 47 today. And Tommy Hilfiger turned 69 years old. Also, a big shout out to my sister Vicky from her friend Dew. Both loyal KVJ listeners for over 15 years. Thank you.
Aw.
Also got Tammy in Vero Beach turning 37, a loyal listener of about 20 plus years. So she's been with us this whole time.
I could see you retiring out there in Vero.
I could too. I like Vero.
Me too.
That's where our girls Sass or Salt live, and I go up there all the time. It's very peaceful.
Love it up there.
Mm-hmm.
I know we don't normally do anniversaries, but I have kind of a special one.
Okay, go
Would
ahead.
you mind?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so this one comes from Annette, and she wants to do a shout out for her parents. Today is their 69th wedding anniversary, and this is the first time they will not be together. The mom is quarantined on lockdown at the senior center where she lives, and so her husband can't come visit her. And so this one's for you, Tommy and Robina. This is the first time in 69 years they haven't been able to celebrate their wedding anniversary together. And Tommy's listening right now. So this one's for you guys. Stay strong. We're going to get through this.
You said Robina?
Yeah, Tommy and Robina.
Tommy and Robina. Tommy and
Robina.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's hard to chant.
Tough to chant.
Look, our heart's in the right place.
Yes.
Well, nice things are going around here. I do love the positive stories, along with the shaming we have for people hoarding stuff at the Dollar General in Pembroke Pines. But there's a couple really cool things that are going on. You're talking about picking up the cost for their tenants and things like that. There's the owner of a pizza place in New Jersey that's getting a lot of praise after he took out a $50,000 line of credit just so he can keep paying all of his 20 employees.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder how long that could go for. 50,000, how many employees? Is that 2 months worth? 3 months worth?
Great question.
Yeah. That's math that we're not allowed to do on this show.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. You, especially me, are not allowed to do math.
Yeah, they say in this new survey, they found that Americans overwhelmingly support emergency paid leave for workers affected by coronavirus.
Well, you had the one story of the landlord that's being real cool and only charge, I think $100 rent, and some people are waiving rent. How long can landlords be cool? Let's say this goes on for a year. Could they be cool for a year? What would happen?
I mean, I guess it's everybody's individual situation, but I do know that no state is going to be enforcing evictions during this time.
Good.
So if you are in a property and you're not able to pay and there are eviction notices, they're not going to be enforcing evictions.
Do you have to pay that in back rent?
Great question. I don't know.
Because if the landlord, like for example, if you couldn't pay my rent right now and I'm backed up 5 months.
I would hope not. I hope everybody just hits a pause because these people can't go and make back pay money. They can't go back and make up the money of the time they've lost.
But at the same time, the landlord also needs their money too.
Well, yeah, what if he's got a mortgage on the property and they're not letting him? I mean, he can hit pause.
That's why it's got to trickle down. And it's got to be like, okay, where does this start? Because we all could hit pause for the most part on making money. And we just have to figure out how to spread the wealth of what we have left in our resources so that everybody's taken care of. And that's the trick.
If everybody did hit pause and let's just say everybody was cool, is everything okay at that point?
Well,
or does the economy fall apart?
It's kind of like that pay it forward line that they'll do at a McDonald's and Starbucks for people, and let's see how long it can go. It only takes that one person to be going, cool, thanks for paying.
Yeah.
And they drive off. That just breaks the chain and throws everything off. So it really requires everybody to be cool along the line. So hopefully people are inspired by stories of others being cool and saying, okay, I realize they're in a tough situation. Yeah, I'll be in a tough situation, but then hopefully somebody else will help me out of my tough situation.
If this was a movie, the ending would be, you know what? We don't need money anymore. We're all just going to be cool with each other. And you live happily ever after. Not that good of a movie. Sorry.
He's trying, Kevin.
I know he
I'm
is.
sorry.
Yeah, I hear you.
I haven't been sleeping well either, honestly, to be quite honest.
This is really nice as well. Rodney Mayo, who is the owner of the Subculture Group, they have like 16 restaurants, and one of those is Howley's, which I go to a good bit. It's in West Palm Beach. They're going to be giving out free meals and a roll of toilet paper to service workers laid off due to the coronavirus outbreak.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, that's a staple restaurant here in West Palm Beach. My dad used to go there back in the 70s.
Opening like in the 50s. Yeah. It's been around for a while. It's adapted. It's a cool little diner. They play cool music. Everybody in there is all yadded up. And
you can go there late at night and keep your drinking party going.
Yeah, I think they're up until like 5 a.m. Something like that.
And they've got a good diner type menu. It's all the stuff you want at a diner.
It's good stuff.
That's awesome that they're stepping up like that for the restaurant workers because those people are getting hit hard.
They are, yeah. In fact, they had to part ways with 650 employees throughout, their 16 locations.
Oh, my.
And so now they're partnering with nonprofits and community volunteers to be able to continue to give out free meals. They say that people can pick up free meals every day between 1 and 6 p.m.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they said, other businesses are going to need to help us out, maybe government agencies, so we can keep this up, but at least that's what they're trying to do right now.
Now, that's the kind of business that deserves free funding.
Yeah.
And someone to swoop in and say, hey, here's a big check. You're doing great things. Keep doing it.
Yeah, because that's what we need. We're trying to get everybody covered here, and it's good to see that, Palm Beach County Schools, they're going to be giving out free lunch over spring break. In fact, they're going to expand to breakfast, too.
Nice.
So you have 3 free meals, for a lot of these kids. That's the only place they really get a meal. They can't get food at home, sad to say, and so they get it from the schools. And so they're going to keep providing that for spring break.
And I've seen a lot of people on social media struggling. They're starting to say, look, I don't have any money and we're running out of some food. Not because they can't get to the food, but they don't have the funds for it.
Right.
I think we're living in a time now, if you are vocal, people on social media should want to help you. I feel like if you let people know you're in a situation, because I know there's some people that are doing okay right now that could help, just vocalize it.
Absolutely.
I know for a lot of us, we are just a spring break away from having to do the homeschooling with our kids. That means we're going to have to put on our teachers' caps. I think the one thing to say going into this, don't put a lot of pressure on yourself, parents. Just do your best. That's really about all you can do. In fact, this is kind of funny. There was this mom in Kentucky that shared an entry from her kid's journal after she's been homeschooling him for the last week. I'll let you know he wrote next. Talking about people hashtag being cool because we're all trying to struggle just to make it through this whole whatever it is we're going through, this coronavirus COVID-19 little crisis here. Somebody said, I just received my car payment and the due date was pushed a month. I wasn't expecting that. That's a nice little surprise.
That is nice.
I like hearing the positivity stories.
Yeah. And somebody said Costco is giving all their employees a $2 an hour raise for the next month.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, they've got it. Mm-hmm. People are literally lining up by the hundreds to go to Costco right now. So Costco is one of those places that is flourishing.
Yeah, it is.
Share the wealth. I love that.
It'd be nice if someone from Costco could let me know some information about their hot dogs. I got a couple of people on social media saying that they're running low. Are the hot dogs still available to the public? Please let us know.
He asks the hard questions.
I know.
He is a journalist.
Mm-hmm. Kelly Ripa and Ryan Seacrest, they did a video dealing with things that are and aren't okay, kind of our call them out segment, basically, that we do on, okay, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do.
Are these Ripa's rules?
Ripa's rules.
Okay.
Yeah, Ripa's rules to the coronavirus. She says, it is okay to not understand the math that your kids are doing in school. Thank you very much.
It's really hard.
It is hard.
And I'm talking 3rd grade or above.
Anything past 3rd grade, and I'm going to struggle.
In 2nd grade, I don't crush it. I'm okay at it.
Oh, I'm terrible. Yeah, this is where I have a little bit of anxiety because starting next week is when the homeschooling stuff is going to begin. And, when I go home in the afternoons, I got to patrol and make sure that my son is on his work. And I got to tell you, I don't know if every kid is this way. He's so slippery that it's just so tough. Because I go home yesterday, and he's supposed to be doing reading every single day and not just playing video games and, looking at YouTube on his phone. So I go and I start work. I'm like, Cannon, hey, you need to read for 30 minutes. And he doesn't hear you. It's amazing how his hearing turns off. Anytime I say the word read, it's just like anything that comes after that, he can't hear.
Oh, but if you would have said, hey, I brought this candy home as a treat for you, they hear that.
Got it. And so I'm like, okay. I'm like, did you get that? He's like, oh, and he acts like he doesn't hear me. I'm like, Cannon, read for 30 minutes. And he's like, oh, I don't want to. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going in to do my work. You need to read for 30 minutes. So I go in to do my work. I forget about it. My wife's like, did he read? I'm like, can't you read? He's like, I'm like, dog, man. You're killing me, dude.
I know.
And then his mom, when she called me out on it, she's like, all right, because he talked me into playing a video or watching him play a video game. And so she's like, go downstairs right now, and you need to start reading. And so I go to the table to continue to do my work. I look, and he's gone. I'm like, where? He got into the bath. He started taking a bath. He's like, oh, I got to clean up first. I'm like, man, it's like always something with you, dude. Killing me. And this is what I got to deal with. Like, it gets pressure cooking next week. I don't know what to do. I'm thinking, are you allowed using shock collars on children? I haven't read into the laws, but I'm thinking about that.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Strap him up.
Okay, good. I want to check on that because if I can, I'm definitely going to do that next week.
You want me to dress up like the nanny, act British and very assertive, go in there with some glasses, be like, okay, Cannon, you got to do this now.
Jay Bird's now your homeschool teacher.
Yeah.
I'm the nanny. I'm cracking skulls here.
Yes.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
I'll dress up like the nanny.
Please do.
I'll make this priority one.
So if you're going to be dealing with the homeschooling next week and you're trying to figure out how to supervise it, and you're like, I'm just not going to do as well as the teachers are. Yeah, hey, we're just going to do the best that we can. That's really it. I think everybody gets a pass just to do the best that you can.
And don't go so hard on yourself. If you're not killing it as a homeschool teacher, it's okay, because a lot of us aren't going to kill it. We're just going to try and do the best we can and be okay with that.
I just don't understand how you multiply fractions. It's
tough. I know.
Blows my mind even when I follow the steps.
Well, there's a mom in Kentucky that took to social media to share a note from her 8-year-old son who had this to say in his journal entry. It said, "It's not going good. Mom's getting stressed out. My mom is really getting confused. So we took a break so my mom can figure this stuff out. And I'm telling you, it's not going good."
And that's from his little journal.
That's from his journal that he wrote, just to let you know that I just want to say again, it's not going good.
A lot of moms, it's not going good for us.
It's not going good.
Are you hitting any of the vino at all?
I did over the weekend. I'm still maintaining my normal. I don't drink during the week, but on the weekends, I do.
Okay. Interesting.
All right.
I drink for the both of us then.
Interesting.
Well, since we're still trying to do a normal show as normal as we can, I figure, okay, I got to try to keep myself on this schedule so I can keep my sanity. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you sound sane.
Yeah, I think that's it. That was the one thing, when they talked about this list that Kelly and Ryan put together. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, worrying about money, jobs, and the sheer number of cases that are out there. It's okay to think that you're developing symptoms every time you read a new news article. And it's okay to not know what to say to your kids when they ask why. So some of the pressures that a lot of people are putting on themselves that they say that you don't have to worry about. It's okay to cook the same thing over and over and then reheat the leftovers. It's okay to work from home in your pajamas. It's okay to watch mindless TV. It's even okay to make TikTok videos with your kids.
Is it okay to be paranoid and think possibly one of your neighbors is trying to murder you?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. That's fine. Now, here's what's not okay, according to Kelly and Ryan. Not okay to congregate in large groups. It's not okay to shake hands. It's not okay to hoard toilet paper, food, and alcohol. Okay.
This list is, as Virginia would say, basic. Ripper's rules, I'm not impressed.
The not hoarding alcohol. I saw yesterday on a tweet that Denver, I thought, starting today at 5 p.m., they're closing the alcohol stores, saying that it's no longer deemed to be essential. I'm like, I have to keep an eye on that.
Denver is closing all liquor stores?
Yeah, it was at least a tweet that I read. Twitter's always 100% right.
The two liquor places that I went, they were out of the big boy whiskey. They only had the small stuff.
Okay.
Just
like the bottle size?
The bottle size, yeah. The jug, they were out of the jug of whiskey.
She needs a jug.
Well.
Okay. Some parents sharing their secrets here via text. Somebody said, I told my 9-year-old that just as easy as I gave them the game stuff that they love, I can just as easily take it away. Get your stuff done or you get no electronics. Works pretty much every time. And that's what we had done. The trick with it was he pulled a little Houdini on me. I thought he had done his reading. He hadn't done his reading. And so I'm like going, yeah, let's go play the electronics. And I was like going, okay, did you really do your reading? Your mom's on the phone. See, he has no problem kind of like slipping around with dad. But when mom gets on the phone, all of a sudden you get the truth.
You're not the heavy. That's why.
I'm not the heavy.
He's not scared. The queen's the warden.
I think I lost my heavy face. I don't have a heavy face.
Yeah, you're not the warden. What you are, the queen's the warden. You're the cool guy working at the cafeteria getting them stuff.
I'm out of practice. I got to get a heavy face back on again. And I'm not.
You're the same thing in my house. Panda's the soft. I'm the heavy.
Yeah, and when you're out of practice and you don't really have one, I got to get it down because I'm going to need a heavy face next week, and I don't have a very good one.
It sounds like Kevin needs Jaybird the nanny. Oh, yes.
He just wants to be able to dress up in women's clothes and come and weird my kid out.
Yeah, he's a freak.
And I love talking British.
Yes. Okay. All right, anything you want to drop in on us, you can. 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. Dating is a little bit different in this new normal, our new reality that is out there. In fact, I saw an interesting story of how it's working in Brooklyn. Apparently, a guy used a drone to deliver his phone number to a woman he saw across the street, and she wound up texting him.
Oh.
So I guess that's the new way of hooking up with everything going on in self-isolation.
It was on 38th and 9th, and the text said, "Go Yankees."
Yeah, it's apparently how you pick people up. But there might be another interesting way. We've got somebody that is wanting to know. Bridget says she has a guy she's interested in. How and can she pick him up? She's got some questions for us next. Well, Bridget is trying to figure out here how she can approach and talk up her delivery guy. She says he's pretty hot. She's found herself going in, ordering wine, then drinking the wine, getting a little bit of a buzz, then ordering more wine because apparently you have to sign for that. So she has to be there. So it gives the excuse to actually see him face to face. He doesn't have a wedding ring, but she wanted to know, do a lot of delivery guys who are married not wear their wedding ring because it can be an obstruction during their work? Or is this guy actually single?
I don't lift stuff a lot, just by design. But when I do, yeah, your any kind of ring that you have on can hurt you.
I would say majority of people probably keep a ring on if they're married. I'd say majority.
I don't know. I know a lot of men that are very active with their hands, with their job, or fishing or whatever. A lot of those guys don't wear a ring
because they're active with other women. Yeah,
because they want to have a side piece. No, I don't know. Maybe they're screwing around.
Well, they do have those rings, or the rubbery ones. I have seen those. A lot of people who work with their hands will put those on, and then that way, because if you have a metal band, if it gets caught or trapped, it can actually pinch or just take your finger off.
Oh.
Yeah.
But there's a shot this guy's single. Let's keep love alive here. I think he's single.
We do. We think he's single.
And is she being so basic by trying to hit on the delivery guy? Do they get hit on all the time? She don't want to be that person. It's ugh, not another one.
Sometimes you gotta be a little basic.
Yeah, I don't think basic is bad in this situation because if he's hot and maybe he's single and looking too.
Beth is on here from Port St. Lucie. Do you know, do delivery people get hit on all the time, Beth?
Yeah, so my boyfriend, hi guys, by the way.
Hi.
He works for a grocery delivery service, so, they actually bring it to your door, and he comes home and tells me stories all the time, and he's quite attractive, but they tell me all the time about, people hitting on him, and, kind of just try to politely decline or, just laugh it off. But honestly, in the business, kind of the more you flirt, the bigger tips you get. So there's a chance that he is not wearing a ring because he has a girlfriend and isn't married. But there's also a chance that, he's fair game.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Pick up on the vibes that he's throwing out.
Love is a gamble, Kev.
Okay, yeah, that's just it. I don't know if that helps her figure it out, but there are a lot of delivery guys who do get home. So, but hey, if it's something that happens a lot, it's not like you're like, oh my gosh, what's she doing?
Johnny Cash said it best. Love is a gamble, Virginia. Love is a gamble with your heart.
And I think you can read him, too, if the next time he's making a delivery.
You can read him unless you've been drinking too much wine.
Yes.
Well, then you're going to be like, hey.
Don't try to read him if you're hammered.
She's hammered in a teddy at the front door leaning up against the doorway. Hi.
And he's like, sorry, I'm gay.
Yeah. That'd be a twist, wouldn't it?
That's how he gets out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's into it.
You're right.
Trevor in the chat room said yes. As a delivery guy for a 4-letter service, we got hit on all the time. How about that? Okay.
All right, Trevor. You got the goods, son.
Yeah, I think a hot delivery guy right now is going to get hit on more and more and more as people are just staying home and you come right to the door looking all cute.
But if you are hitting on the hot delivery girl, like, oh my gosh, close the door, lock that guy up, it'd be different.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably be different. It'd probably be creepy if you're the guy. Yeah. I want to ask you out. Yeah, you deliver. Let me fly you to your car.
If he talks like that, yes.
You're right.
If he sounds like Quasimodo, don't.
Well, one of the big things that's going on right now is all the social shaming. It has become a viral sport. Yesterday, we had the woman at the Dollar General, I think it was in Pembroke Pines, that was buying up all the paper goods, the toilet paper and the napkins and everything. And somebody made a video being, you're going to go viral. And, and sure enough, she did. She went viral.
That couple that hoarded all that Mountain Dew, not cool.
Yeah, I don't think the store sold it to them.
They didn't.
Yeah.
You can't buy 23 cases of Mountain Dew and not be putting on a festival.
Yeah. Because of all the
and you can't put on a festival right now, so sit down.
You really can't do much of anything. I know those people are wound very, very tight on some stuff that they're seeing on social media. And I don't know if you've been watching this, Virginia, the quarantine crew. Do you know what that is?
No, what is that?
Okay, well, you're obviously not spending as much time on TikTok as my wife and daughter.
Is this the crew from The Bachelor?
This is Tyler Cameron, yeah.
And Hannah Brown.
And Hannah and his brother and my wife.
And another friend.
My wife tried to engage me in the longest conversation about how Tyler's brother needs to be the next Bachelor, and I could not contribute the least bit. And she was getting so frustrated with me that I just had nothing to say on this. I'm like, I don't even know what you want me to. I don't know anything that's going on here.
They're cute. They're making cute videos, and they're keeping people entertained, and that's awesome.
Yeah, they're sitting around in a circle. They got their little quarantine crew, and they're asking all kinds of questions and things like that that's going on. But apparently, Hannah Brown went just a little too far. On Friday, the Bachelorette star, she posted a seemingly innocent bikini photo, probably taken somewhere there in Jupiter on Instagram. And she's flashing a smile, and her caption read, "What's more contagious than a smile?" Well, those words triggered many, calling what she wrote, "That's so insensitive. I know something that's more contagious than a smile right now, and it's killed 500 people."
I need it, Kevin. I love it.
Yes.
Oh, my.
She then had to go back and change it and say, "Sorry, I didn't mean to be insensitive."
Don't apologize. What are you doing?
Yes.
Give me a break. Twitter will be okay if you don't apologize.
And then people were criticizing Lizzo on social media for wearing a mask, which, how dare you wear a mask? They're in short supply. People need these. You're killing people because of this. And she said, "Look, I've got strep throat at the worst time ever. It's nobody's business, but I prefer y'all not criticize me for wearing a face mask and doing what I was supposed to do to protect the people in my home."
I thought Lizzo was quitting Twitter. Stay off Twitter.
She can't. She has to engage.
I mean, it's that simple. Just don't go on social media.
She said, "Please check yourself before you become an internet bully because you're bored. Get your facts straight. The world needs less trolls and more compassion."
Lizzo likes the drama. She likes. I'm a person that likes internet drama too. Lizzo likes the drama.
She does, huh?
Totally. You don't go after people unless you like the drama. Virginia, you like the drama. You go after people on Twitter. There's a part of you that thinks it's entertaining.
I did. I'm not going after anybody right now. I'm just going to try to be chill.
Okay. Let's make this a game, Kevin. When she loses her chill.
Well, that's it. But she did say something, Lizzo, that's really kind of true. People are sitting back and they're bored. And because they're sitting at home bored, they want to troll on anybody who might be doing anything at all that could be deemed socially unacceptable. I mean, the call-em-outs are just hot, fierce, and frequent on social media right now.
I told you all Monday that a local personality was calling out people, calling them all selfish for going out. It's pretty funny. It caused a good little stirring.
But instead of trolling, why don't you go look at social media and praise people that are doing like the right thing? Because there are people out there that are doing awesome stuff. Focus on that.
They can't.
Where's Virginia?
I know, right?
It is not the time for trolling.
I hear
If you're
ya.
trolling, you're doing it wrong.
I think the coronavirus killed feisty Virginia.
Bring her back. Come on.
She's dead. Move along.
Wow.
She's dead. We have zombie zingy
Zombie
Virginia.
Zombie
jerk.
zingy.
Zombie jerk Virginia.
You said that a buddy of yours, Jay Bird, is trying to figure out through the social shaming whether or not he should be having a party coming up this weekend.
His daughter's having a sweet 16 party, and it was a party. It was one of those big ones where they spent all this kind of money. They had 50 people coming. It's down to 20, and he's still doing it, and people are pissed off at him.
He should not do this.
I agree.
Come on, dude.
Well, what's going on is by him even talking about it on social media, it's making everybody mad at him. because they're like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you going to even have a birthday? But just have it with your kid. You don't need to be having a birthday party right now.
You really, really don't. That is so reckless.
And people unfriended him.
Yeah, it's not going to win right now.
No.
Yeah, where we are, you make decisions like that, then it's not going to win.
You're being a jackass because you're kind of, in my opinion, you're taunting people on social media about it now. You're talking about it, and now people are getting all upset.
Maybe he likes drama.
I would agree with this.
Okay. Well, tell him to sit down.
But I think he's still having the party.
Turn him in.
With who?
I don't know. Call the cops.
I don't want to get involved.
What are you going to do, have the birthday cops come out?
I think if you're having parties, they should come out and make everybody go home.
And I got to call the cops. The cops come over. I got to hide stuff. Nah, I don't want to do that.
Somebody was telling me they saw a neighbor of theirs have a party with like 50 people, came over to their house. They called the cops.
A person we worked with, I don't want to say who it is, but they put on social media. He's like, glad to see my neighbors taking the social distancing seriously. And they were having the biggest rager. It had about 30 cars on the street, and people are, this was on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Some people are just doing it wrong.
I think some people think it's, I don't know, man. I just they don't think it's real or something.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what's going on. Somebody texted in and said, yeah, nobody likes snitches. And if you have to go to work, then you can have a party or go out.
See, that's someone else that said a little different than you, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
You should not be having a party right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, they say, if you're going to send me to work, by gosh, I'm going to have a party. I'm going to do my own thing.
You can have a party, just you and your house.
No.
You just can't have a bunch of people over.
I am having people over.
Yeah.
Then you're doing it wrong.
We're doing keg stands. Doing all that stuff. That's the only party term I could think of.
Yeah, somebody had texted in too and said, my friend died tragically Sunday night. And the question of what happens now, funeral-wise, thoughts, that's already been addressed for many people. They're having to do virtual weddings, virtual funerals. Everything is virtual anymore because of the gatherings.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's just a lot of things like that are changing.
Be kind of nice to have a virtual lunch with people.
Yeah, some of my girlfriends want to do a virtual happy hour.
I was thinking about maybe talking with the people during a little lunch. Let's just talk, see what's on our minds.
I love it.
Let's get real weird.
A lot of people are doing that. Using that Zoom, I think, is the platform. That or the Google, you can use that. They've got Hangouts that you can do stuff like that. And so over the weekend, a lot of people are doing happy hours and things like that. So Cher is on here from Stewart to play a little Denny's or Animal. Hello, Cher.
Hello.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to learn some animal noises here today. Some of these are legit animal noises. Some of them our producer Denny's has created. You got to try to tell the difference here. Is this Denny's or animal? We have a calico cat that is sick. So the cat's not feeling well. I don't know if it's got coronavirus or what's going on here, but the cat is not feeling well. Is this Denny's or animal? What do you think?
Meow. Meow.
That cat.
I want to pet her.
That cat is high.
I'm going to go with Denny's on that one.
Gonna go with Denny's on that? Yeah, believe it or not, it is. I hope the cat was using its paw to cover its mouth. Or actually, I guess it's got. Can the cat get that far up? Because it's got to actually cough into the crook of its arm.
I don't know if it can.
Yeah.
That cat, can it hold the bong? That thing is definitely stoned.
Oh, yeah. Well, I saw this one thing that's going around here. I was wondering if Denny's was taking part in the push-up challenge. Have you heard about this?
No.
Yes, it was going to be in the dirt of the day, so thanks for taking my story.
I'm not. I'm just teasing it for you, Virginia. I'm helping you out.
All
wow.
right.
Actually, I'm looking forward to the dirt for once.
It's about weed, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bruh.
Yeah. What about this? We also have a sick Canadian goose.
Aw.
Sick Canadian goose.
Is every animal illin?
Everybody got sick on the brain, Virginia.
I think it's topical.
It is very topical.
Hey,
I
Denny's loves
appreciate topical, Denny.
Yeah. What about this Canadian goose? Is this Denny's or animal? Yeah. Okay. What do you think? That's an illin Canadian goose. Cher, is that Denny's or animal?
Animal.
Gonna go animal now, yes, that is.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why we had to shut down the border, because the Canadian geese are trying to bring coronavirus over here. You gotta watch that. And finally, sounds like you got some help in the back there, Cher.
Yeah, it's my son.
Okay, all right, let's see if he can help you out with this one. Final one here, Denny's or animal. We've got a sick penguin. What do you think? Sick penguin. Is this Denny's or animal? You can tell it's cold there. You hear that? That's the sound of cold.
Something like the tundra.
Yeah, it is. Cher, what do you think? Is that Denny's or animal?
Denny's.
That one, yes, it is Denny's. Very nice.
Clean
Okay.
sweep, girl.
Very nice. Well, congratulations. Cher, thank you so much for playing along with us today. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Drama, you got drama and you gotta tell all. You love to complain about your pain. Hey, you're Facebook fishing.
Yesterday on the show during Call 'em Outs, we were talking about all the boaters are out over the weekend, and a lot of people were seeing what was going on at the sandbars, and obviously people not observing social distancing, and town managers and mayors were calling the governor saying, we don't control these waterways, you need to shut them down. And there was one news post that I saw that I think was from Lake Boca. And I just went on there last night after I saw there's almost 600 comments.
Whoa.
And it was unreal. All the fighting is going on. Because I said, one of the favorite sports happening in America right now is shaming people for not observing proper social distancing. And then when they banned recreational boating, people were really upset. So the main target was everybody who's out there living their best life on the sandbars, giving piggyback rides, swapping spit, grinding, all that kind of stuff. They got the recreational boating shut down. So here's just a portion of some of the comments that were going on. Jaybird is going to be the big star today in this. I think he can probably play a good round of Sienna, which is one of the people that was kind of talking about how great things were in a social media post that was sent to me. Ted is on this, and Ted is the curmudgeon that is not real happy that his recreational boating got shut down. And I will play the role of Ted, and then Virginia, I am going to have you play the role here of Brian. I believe he's younger, but he's a little bit more level-headed.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay.
He's like, what, in his 20s?
Yeah, I would say he's in his 20s based on the comments that he had in the photo that was in his little profile.
Okay.
Sienna, it looks like she's young 20s, and she might be in the cast of Siesta Key. I'm not sure. So
Perfect for Jaybird. Your casting is on point.
Okay. All right, Jaybird, go ahead and take it away here as Sienna.
OMG, I am so burnt because Lake Boca was so fire emoji today.
Here's Ted. You'll be lucky if all you got was sunburned. You haven't seen anything on the news about social distancing and stopping the spread of the coronavirus?
My parents watch the news. I watch TikTok.
Your ignorance, Sierra, will kill people.
Okay, that's a little dramatic. Don't worry, Theodore. I didn't hang out with any old people.
You brats on your boats were out there spreading this disease, and now you've ruined it for the rest of us.
Ted, I'm pretty sure no brats own boats. These were all older people in their 30s and 40s driving the boats. I was out all weekend, broad. We had a great time. All you need to do is turn off your Facebook and you'll find out everything is going to be fine.
Everything is not fine. People are dying. The number of infected and critically ill are going to increase due to gatherings just like this.
Sex is far more powerful than any invisible fear of virus. That's a fact.
Facts, brah.
You're insane. Your actions are ignorant. Either you have too much Molly in your system or you need some attention. Wake, period, up, period.
Just because you're boring doesn't mean everyone has to be. Stay home then, boomer.
I can't wait until you idiot snowflakes get the virus and then watch your parents try to push your privileged asses to the front of the line. Since you're all so smart, maybe you can retrofit your boat engine into a respirator.
I'm actually heading out on my motorcycle to go meet up with some friends right now and go riding. So, LOL, enjoy your quarantine, Ted.
I mean, it's like coronavirus or Corona lime. I choose lime.
You use the lemon emoji, dumbass.
Whatever. It's Corona time.
It's Corona time.
It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now.
Okay, let the party continue.
It's Corona time.
Oh, my goodness. People were so upset on that thread. My gosh. 600 comments.
Whoa.
As this thing was going back and forth. Yeah, people were still upset. And the big question is, how long is it going to go on? Coming up here in a couple of minutes, got an interesting email from Haley. She is a KVJ Show listener, and she's also a flight attendant.
Oh, boy.
Yes. She wanted to write out a couple observations, interesting observations of exactly what she's noticed people doing in the coronavirus era.
Well, I hadn't even thought about it, but DeSantis said yesterday all these people are having a mass exodus on airplanes from New York coming to Florida.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was going on. Over 200 flights yesterday alone.
Because they kind of did their lockdown, and so they're saying, hey, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of lockdown and go to Florida where they're not locking it down.
Sienna said there's a great party going on there. And what you're supposed to self-quarantine, that means that you're not supposed to go out and socialize or be in anywhere for 14 days?
Yes.
Okay.
Once you arrive here in Florida, they want you to stay home.
And it's all on the honor system.
It is.
People will be cool then.
So we're going to be completely fine. All right. Well, we'll see exactly what Haley has observed coming up next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Well, one of the big stories that is going on here in Florida is after New York City basically brought that shelter in place into effect where pretty much everything, at least by name, is shut down. A lot of people in New York are saying, let's head to Florida. I mean, the airline rates are crazy cheap.
It's like spring break.
Yeah. Somebody texted in and said, yeah, my cousin just came from New York to Naples, and he is on the 14-day quarantine, and the flight only cost him $14.
$14? So does that mean if I wanted to buy a flight now for December, it would be dirt cheap, or it doesn't work like that when you buy flights?
I don't know. You'd have to go look.
Maybe.
That requires a lot of research.
It does, but it's like 2 seconds.
But you're so good at it.
Is this how you get me to do it for you?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Somebody else texted in and said if they're fleeing Newark or New York so they don't have to comply to their mandatory quarantine, do you really think that they're going to self-quarantine in Florida? Just like that other lady that came down here from New York with a bad attitude? I don't know who that person was. Is that the person that got the positive test and then got on the plane anyway?
Yeah, that was the JetBlue guy, yeah.
Okay.
That was almost 2 weeks ago, you know
I
that?
know.
Wow. Well, we got an email from one of our KVJ Nationers, Haley. She is a flight attendant and loved her email. She said that she just wanted to share with us some things that she's experienced on the plane and in airports as a flight attendant working for the world's largest airline since the coronavirus pandemic. Hello, Haley.
Hi, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. I love some of the stuff that you did here because it is interesting to watch people just to see how everybody is handling all this pandemic coronavirus news and how it's going on. I can only imagine the airports and the airlines are very interesting as well. This is one thing. You put point one that you've noticed. Passengers wearing winter gloves and mittens, not latex gloves.
Yes, a lot of older passengers I've noticed have been wearing like fabric fleece winter gloves instead of latex gloves. I don't know if they couldn't find any or if they think they're similar, but I have noticed many winter gloves and hats being worn in tropical temperatures.
Okay, all right, so a lot more gloves. You said that you noticed a passenger with surgical gloves and a mask go into the bathroom with no shoes on?
Oh.
Yeah, no shoes, no socks, barefoot. They took precautions for the gloves and the mask, but we always say the water on the floor in the lavatory is not water. So you should definitely definitely not going to the lab anytime.
That is gross. And that's coming from somebody who walks around barefoot is kind of gross themselves. That is gross.
Well, this is probably the one thing, and we did start out the show talking about this. Point 3 you said here, and things that you've noticed on airplanes or in airports. You said a passenger walked into the lavatory with latex gloves on and then walked out of the lavatory wearing the exact same gloves. And I don't know what it is. People right now are thinking that latex gloves is this magical protection against coronavirus. So they're wearing them all over the place, collecting all these germs, including which could be coronavirus, and then touching their face and spreading the germs.
Germ gloves.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. Then they touch their phone, they touch the seats, they touch everything. They go in the lab, don't change their gloves. Exactly what they do.
It is really an amazing thing. In fact, a registered nurse from St. Lucie County, she hit us up on Facebook, and she said, look, I'm just trying to help educate the public, and the gloves that people are wearing is counterproductive because they're touching all kinds of stuff and not changing their gloves often enough. The best thing to do is just wash your hands frequently. So for some reason now, people think strapping on latex gloves is making them immune from coronavirus, and it probably is doing the opposite.
But when do you shut down the washing to the point where, okay, I just washed my hands. Oh, I just went outside and touched the fence. Oh, do I wash my hands again? Oh, I just walked outside and touched the leaf. I touched my truck. How many times I got to wash?
It's a good question. I was thinking it is an experiment for us doing a hand washing log, I guess, or journal, just to see how many times, like, just put a notch down every time you wash your hands. How many times would you guess you're washing your hands every day?
I don't know, because I go through really good runs and then I go back to my stupid thinking, and then I'll go 3 hours without just, milling around, touching things, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, Corones.
I think I'm at around 7, if I had to guess. Would you say you're over or under that, Virginia? Hand washing.
Probably right around that.
I'm right around that, probably.
Okay.
I don't leave my house very often, so it's only when I leave my house and then I come back in that I'm doing it with vigor.
Okay.
But when I'm in my house, I'm trying to, like, in my head, imagine that I've created this safe bubble where there is no coronavirus. So I come right in and wash my hands, and then I feel like everything in the bubble is safe because I'm not letting anybody else leave but me.
I had to go out, take out the trash. One of my neighbors helped me with the actual trash thing. He's like right next to me. I'm throwing that in there, and then I wash my hands, and then I have to go back outside, touch my truck really quick. I'm like, can I wash them again? Gotta keep washing. It's kind of driving some people crazy.
It is.
I know.
All right, Haley is on here. She's a flight attendant. These are things that she's observed in airplanes and airports since the coronavirus started on. You said passengers putting holes or slits in their masks so they can still drink and eat snacks.
Yes.
What?
It seems like they have their own straws, and they'll, like, puncture a hole through their mask and drink their drinks. And I have passengers in the first class who get full meal services, and they'll just cut a slit or take their masks off completely just to eat dinner, which seems to defeat the purpose of it, but each their own.
Another point that you put here, and I would not think this would be a byproduct of how people are behaving on flights. You said that there's not a lot of people on these flights. You say what, about maybe 20 passengers sometimes on planes that hold about 180 people, Haley?
Yeah, I've seen on average 20. There's more or less. I had a friend who worked to Hawaii who had about 3 people on their entire flight.
Wow.
So there's definitely these planes that hold 180, 200 people. There's about 20 people on them.
And so now, because there's less people, you're noticing that couples are trying to get a little bit more frisky?
Yeah, I didn't personally see this, but when I got into work, a coworker told me to be careful because passengers are sitting together with blankets, and because there's not many people around, and especially on overnight flights when all the lights are off, because there's not any witnesses really, they've been getting pretty close, or trying to, on flights.
I mean, you got all this room. There's no witnesses, Virginia.
You got a little gin in your belly from the beverage cart.
Oh, yeah. I can see you and Panda getting a little frisky.
Not right now. First of all, you would not see me on a plane. You will not see me.
Yeah.
On a plane or getting frisky.
Ow!
there's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth.
Ow! Seems like everybody's got their own theory on how they're cracking through and not getting the coronavirus. That includes the wisdom of Okeechobee County Commissioner Brian Culpepper. Now, during a public meeting, he had some interesting comments, and it sounded very scientific in his rationale as he explained.
But being in the medical field that I was as a paramedic, it started to make a lot of sense. One of the things that was pointed out in this interview with one of the doctors, foremost doctors that has studied the coronavirus, says that the nasal passages and the nasal membranes are the coolest part of the body. That's why the virus tends to go there until it then becomes healthy enough to go into the lungs. This sounds really goofy, and it did to me too, but it works. Once the temperature reaches 136 degrees Fahrenheit, the virus falls apart and just disintegrates. Okay.
Okay.
And I said, well, how would you get the temperature up to 132 degrees? The answer was you use a blow dryer because it's capable of doing that. So you hold a blow dryer in front of your face and you inhale with your nose, and it kills all the viruses in your nose.
Huh, how about that? So you need to blow your nose, but with a hairdryer. That was apparently the rationale that he had given and stood by it. He bragged about his background as a paramedic, and he did admit it was a madcap cure, but he also said that he saw one of the foremost doctors who has studied the coronavirus, and they revealed that on a cable TV network.
Is anybody else backing him up? Because I'll try anything.
No, in fact, I believe he himself is backing up. He's now apologized. Yes, there was a lot of fun stuff going on Facebook, though.
Is he retracting it?
Yes, he's apologizing. People were saying what he was called dangerously ignorant, a special kind of stupid, and even dumb as a bleeping rock on his own Facebook page.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah, I think after Culpepper read those comments, he said, let me give a heartfelt apology here. So, a lot of people are having some fun with it, though, including some of the memes that people are sending. Pete sent this one. There's a new icy hot nasal cream you can see right there, and there is Commissioner Culpepper with a hairdryer on it, selling the new icy hot nasal cream that you can use to put up your nose.
He looks like a Culpepper.
He's got a Culpeppery look about him, doesn't he? There you go. Fun names like Culpepper, and another name, and this is the only reason why this really made the whacked out news. The 2020 Tokyo Olympics are not going to be going down as scheduled on July 24th. In fact, they believe they might put them off for a year, so it'd be next summer that we would see the Olympic Games.
Good. You don't need all those athletes hanging out with each other.
Oh, because you know what happens when they're not performing. They're performing in the bedroom.
They're hooking up in the little dorms.
We don't need that.
No.
International, imagine bringing everybody from around the world together into one village.
Dumb.
That's how it mutates. Like in that movie you got me to watch.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I keep forgetting the name. Contagion?
Yeah.
Not Contagion. Outbreak.
Outbreak, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys got your wrong pandemic movie.
I really don't know what he's talking about.
You told me to watch Outbreak.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So many people are watching Outbreak.
Yeah,
like they
that
said,
Contagion, the pandemic on Netflix is all doing great.
I believe Outbreak was trending top 10 on Netflix this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of those virus movies are doing very well. So this announcement about the 2020 Tokyo Olympics was made by the International's Olympic Committee member, Dick Pound. Is the one that dropped that.
His name is not Dick Pound.
That's a great name. That's a great name.
That's not his name.
His name is Dick Pound.
His mama named him that?
Dick Pound, yes. His name is Dick Pound. He's not a porn star. He is actually part of the Olympic Committee.
That's a strong name.
That is.
You think?
You don't mess with Dick Pound.
No.
You know, if whatever he wants to do, I'm like going, you know what, Dick, you got the floor.
That might be the strongest name we got.
That is about as good as it gets. So when Dick Pound speaks, people listen. Got a story about 7-year-old Alvin Rementer of St. Pete. He pawned off his 2000 Chevy Silverado for $1,500 in late January, but then around 7 a.m. on Saturday, he changed his mind. He went to the pawn shop with his spare key and he stole the car.
Oh.
He was called in. A cop spots him and pulls him over, and he admits, I'm just a little freaked out over the coronavirus. He was still arrested for felony grand theft auto. You can't steal back your own car just as you're freaked out about the coronavirus. This is an interesting thing to see if this will start happening in the U.S. A store in Denmark has figured out a way to stop hand sanitizer hoarding. Your first bottle costs you $5.75. Any additional bottle after that costs $143.
Isn't that gouging?
Apparently, the store does it, and this is Denmark, so they make their own rules. But that's exactly how they've done it. That is their method to doing it. Somebody else texted in and said that they just went to Publix and said they would only let me buy 2 of everything. So cat food bags were buy one, get one free. I tried buying 2 of the deals, 4 bags, and they wouldn't let me. I didn't know people were hoarding cat food.
I think people are hoarding everything right now. So I think limits are good.
I heard it's 2 items per person at the grocery store, unless your name is Dick Pound. Then you
get whatever you want.
Nobody limits Dick Pound.
No way. He's got 30 items, and he's still going through the 10 items or less.
He is, because he's Dick Pound. That's it. Yeah, well, interesting story here. People are just going crazy everywhere. Somebody stole an ambulance. It was parked in front of a hospital in Philadelphia on Sunday and went joyriding. But they didn't realize there was actually an EMT still in the back.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The guy wound up, the EMT, jumping out, calling 911. The cops found the ambulance abandoned at a shopping mall. So far, they haven't made any arrests, so there you go.
Squirrely out there, Kevin.
Oh, people are getting very squirrely. And check out these 2 dudes who got arrested for blowing up ATMs in Florida and Georgia. The 2 men stole nearly $70,000 during ATM explosions between November of 2019 and January 2020 near Tampa Bay.
So what happens? It explodes and they took all the money out?
I guess so. They blow the front door open on the ATM and then raid all the cash.
I wonder how much money, when they have to restock the ATM, how much minimum do they have to put in that thing? Or when they stock it to the brim and you wanted to rob it, what's the most they usually put in there?
They probably put $10,000 in there, right?
Well, I mean, if they just got, nearly 70 out of swiping 2, I would say at least 35 grand per ATM.
Yeah,
Damn.
10 grand's way too low.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm bad at math. Why'd you even ask me?
You're right.
It's got numbers in it.
He likes to make you look dumb, Virginia.
Well, point 1 for you.
I am not doing any of that for her. You're doing it for yourself. And I guess I am too for myself. I'm sorry.
We're frazzled over here.
You are, huh?
I'm drowsy.
The corone's got us on the ropes.
Kevin,
the ropes,
you
huh?
have to slap me. I haven't been sleeping well.
I'll slap you, but I have to do it from 6 feet away.
I know.
Want to find the KVJ Show on social media? Just search KVJ Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Simple, huh?
Well, we were talking about nightmare quarantine situations, especially when you got a breakup going on and you're in the same house. What about the most ideal, though? If you had to have a list, living celebrities, who would you want to be quarantined with? Who would make your top 3 or top 5 list, if you got that many? I think mine would be broken down to this. Dave Grohl, lead singer of the Foo Fighters, he'd be number 1 because he's got everything you need. He's an interesting dude. He's just cool, he's funny, and he would probably be jamming out the entire time. You'd have songs and almost probably a mini concert always going on. How great would that guy be to be quarantined with?
It'd be good.
Yeah. In fact, you love their latest story, Jay-Bird. Apparently the Foo Fighters were recording an album in an old house. They're coming out with a new one, and it was haunted. And Dave Grohl saying all kinds of weird stuff was happening with equipment and recordings, and they would see things on a baby monitor they set up.
Yeah, man, I feel you, Grohl. I get it.
Imagine being quarantined with that guy. You'd have ghost stories to share with him.
I know. Right now, I'm quarantined with a ghost right now, Virginia. Very active. Very active.
Yeah?
Really?
What's it doing?
I'm going to sound insane, but it feels...
Never stopped you before.
It feels like it is tickling me at my... It's whistling
You're with a tickle ghost?
Incubus? What are those, what do they call it? The succubus or whatever?
It whistles in the closet, and I feel like somebody is tickling me with hot dog fingers. It is bizarre. I'm going to go at least Dave Chappelle in there.
Oh, that is a great one.
With Judge Judy. They're at least in my top 2.
Okay, I don't know about that.
I think John Mayer would be fun just to hear him like spew intellectual stuff. He seems pretty smart.
We said that last week, and we also agreed that he'd be too clever and would he be annoyed with you?
I don't know. I feel like he'd put on a good little musical show.
You ain't young enough for John Mayer.
I wouldn't talk. I'd just listen.
That I don't believe. In fact, nobody listening believes that.
I feel like Tom Hanks would be good, and he knows the ropes of being quarantined. So,
and he's built up immunity to it. Can you get it twice?
I think you can, but I don't know. I'm wrong a lot, so don't quote me. Can I get a hell yeah for Stone Cold Steve Austin? That would be a good one. That SOB would be fun to be quarantined with.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. If you're going wrestler, pick The Rock.
He's too big. He's way too big. I want Stone Cold.
He eats too much of your quarantine food.
He's too much of a celebrity. Stone Cold, I think, will be a little bit more down to earth. Stone Cold's a household name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends upon the house. Ellen DeGeneres. She'd be kind of like the spirit animal. Always keeping a positive attitude, funny, right? Right?
I don't know. We've heard things behind the scenes.
We've heard that there's two faces there.
It's really interesting. I was really surprised by that because she just seems absolutely lovely and joyful. And there's actually a Twitter thread that's going around where people are sharing stories of what a mean person Ellen DeGeneres is in real life.
That is what I've heard from people that actually live in Los Angeles and have worked with her. That the persona you see on TV is not how she is to people.
Well, you can't be Ellen and be the head of that entire empire and be all nice behind the scenes, because if you're gonna be all nice and sweet when you don't like something about your show, someone pitches her a crappy idea, you got to put the foot down. You can't be all nice.
Listen to some of the tweets. They say staff isn't allowed to look at her, and she also will make people chew gum before they talk to her because she has a sensitive nose and doesn't like mouth smells. She apparently fired a slightly autistic custodian because he forgot he wasn't allowed to look or speak to her, and he loved greeting everyone.
That sounds made up.
I thought so too.
Ice cold.
That would be the biggest story. There's no way that's a real story.
She fired her head writer and never spoke to her again because she refused to cross the picket line during a writer's strike. Somebody said about Ellen DeGeneres. She once complained to a restaurant owner because her server had chipped nail polish and the woman almost got fired. She once threw a plate of salmon in a waiter's face because it wasn't what she ordered.
I do not believe this.
I don't know if she's throwing fish, but I have heard from comedians, entertainers, people that have run in the same circles and said, she ain't that nice as she is on TV.
Of course not. You got to be a hard ass to be one of the best talk shows out there and popular like that.
I know, but we all just want her to be like that 24/7, and it's hard to hear that it's all an act.
All those talk show animals, they're crazy. They're out. Most hosts of shows are crazy. Ralston.
Yeah. Oh, the tweets about me, if anyone cared.
He throws salmon on the reg.
Yeah, as a weapon. In fact, I have like a salmon holster.
That'd be fun.
I just got two big pieces of salmon on either side when I need them.
Like a salmon slingshot?
A salmon slinger.
Could you imagine that Kevin really like that? He comes in, he throws the food.
That was my MO. Whenever I'm angry, I slap you in the face with fish.
Well, you're the same in here as you are in your real life. And I guess I wanted that to be Ellen. And by all accounts, I don't know. Everybody's saying it's not, but I don't know from personal experience.
Although I think we should implement a rule where Kevin cannot look at his eyes.
We told an intern
That's just for your own good.
We did tell an intern that, and she believed it. She'd talk to Kevin and look down because, you're not allowed.
I just thought she was was really lacking confidence.
She's so shy.
No, we made it seem like Kevin was the biggest diva.
We eventually told her, but It was fun for about a week.
Another tweet said about Ellen DeGeneres that she adopts really cute kittens and puppies, but as they get older, she gets tired of them and forces friends or family or staff to adopt them. Come on. Ellen did respond to similar rumors in 2018 saying, that bugs me if somebody is saying that because it's an outright lie. So
yeah, I don't. All that was so over the top.
Over the top. What about Ryan Reynolds? being quarantined with him. I think he is funny. He seems to be naturally funny, and I wondered how much was a script and how much was him. I think a lot of it's him. His ads for his gin or whatever have all been funny and awesome.
Yeah.
I think I would love hanging out with that dude. Plus, he's in great shape.
You want somebody who's going to challenge you and give you stuff to think about and be a fun conversation.
I think he would.
Would you hate being quarantined with Chuck Norris? Would you hate it?
I don't really have an opinion on that.
I don't know. Y'all might get a little workout groove going, Kev.
That's what I'm thinking.
Chuck Norris?
I think Chuck could whip you into shape.
He did in the 80s, yeah.
In the 90s, too.
That was only 20 years ago, or 30.
I mean,
I'm like...
So I like some old references.
All right, well, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we got a debut for you. Want to let you know about. Jaybird's got a TP song. I know that a lot of things are running low on shelves everywhere.
At least in my family, the Penningtons are struggling with the TP, but not anymore, Kev.
Yeah, I know. Virginia hooked you up.
I came in here. I only have 3 of those, and I gave you one of them.
You're a saint.
Mm-hmm. Hey, if you want to go vote for the March Fatness Bracket, it is on our website right now, kvjshow.com. Here is the matchups in the final 8. Cheetos up against Snickers.
Okay.
I think Snickers wins that, right?
I'm voting Cheeto.
Yes, you're going to see Snickers win that.
Nacho Doritos versus Twix.
By Twix.
Okay. Bagel Bites versus Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Man, I'd like to see Bagel Bites be the Cinderella story.
I think Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are going to win.
I agree.
By a lot.
Yeah, they're going to destroy them.
It's so good.
Little Debbie Swiss Cake Rolls going against Oreo Cookies.
Swiss Cake Rolls might win that.
No way. Sit down and shut up.
Love the passion.
Okay. You think you'd like being quarantined with Lady Gaga?
I do.
Yeah?
I could totally rock that.
Okay.
I would like to be quarantined with her character from that Bradley Cooper movie when he talked like this. I never can remember the name. Star is Born. Thank you.
Yeah, I think if she could not be like the Lady Gaga and just be who she is in real life, she seems like she's actually pretty cool.
Isn't her real name Stacy?
I don't know.
Stephanie.
One of us is right.
Or are you? Maybe you're both wrong again.
That's possible, too.
I think it's Stacy. If it's not Stacy, you can jab me.
It's Stephanie.
Damn it, Bert.
Okay. Did you jab him?
Gladly. In what? With what? Because I can't get more than 6 feet.
You have to throw something at me.
Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanata.
That's right. I had no idea what her name was.
Could they add some more names?
My goodness.
That's a long one.
I can see why she brought it down to Lady Gaga. People were talking about the other people they'd be quarantined with. Somebody said Dax Shepard. Okay.
I like Dax Shepard. I would totally do that, too. He is a little neurotic, though. I think after a while, you'd be like, okay.
It'd wear on you.
It would wear on you a little bit.
Aren't we all neurotic from a certain point of view?
Yes, but he's very playful. I feel like he'd be poking you and, okay, leave me alone.
Bill Murray.
Nope.
I think he would, he seems like he'd be cool. I think Bill Murray would be great in a short spurt.
Yes.
If you're talking about a quarantine, I think that he'd be very annoyed with everybody. And you'd be like going, gosh, Bill's kind of a jerk.
He'd be grumpy at a certain point.
He's great if he stumbles into your house party and he's there for 90 minutes. It's awesome. You're going to love Bill Murray. But if you're on day 3, if you're quarantined, you're going to be like, okay, things aren't going well. Somebody said Steve Harvey seems like the most real of the talk show hosts. I think he's hilarious. But at the same time, I think he would get tired of me. I think I would know about it and I'd feel bad.
He'd be like, why is this guy even here?
Yeah.
All of those talk show hosts, they don't want to sit and talk to people. It's all they do.
Mm-hmm. Somebody else said maybe Denzel. Yeah, I love Denzel. I think he's great. Again, same thing. I think he'd get tired of me. Joe Rogan. I think he'd be interesting, but he would definitely get tired of me.
Well, he did get tired of you.
He did get tired of me. I know that for a fact.
He didn't want to do an interview with us.
Yeah. So I know that from personal experience. Elon Musk. I don't know. Some of those like brainiacs, because I was thinking about, Bill Gates. I watched his little thing on him, but I'm like, I don't know. I just don't think that we would mind melt very well.
Musk would hate me. I'm like, so Musk, what's your favorite sauce? Like barbecue or honey mustard? He's like, oh my gosh.
He wouldn't want to play your game.
I want to talk about building rockets.
Mm-hmm. And somebody said, yes, Ellen DeGeneres is a total bully. Watch her game show. She loves torturing people. Okay. All right. I had no idea she had such a mean streak to her.
On that game show, people do go through the ringer. I mean, the ringer.
Yeah.
It's pretty messy and borderline abusive.
Really?
Yeah. It's a lot of physical stuff where people are just getting like drenched or hit in the face with things and covered in whipped cream and flown through the air with a blindfold on. They don't know what's coming at them. Like it's intense.
Who would have known, huh?
But it's all done in fun too.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
Everybody's laughing, even the contestants.
I love the people being creative. That's going to keep your sanity.
It is. That's what the bird himself is doing. His frustrations over trying to find TP, like a lot of people. He decided to come out with a song all about it.
Knock, knock, had to duck walk over to my neighbors. I was pooping, didn't realize I had no more toilet paper. My neighbors didn't have any rolls for me, so I took my stinky butt down to the grocery. When I walked in, what did I see? People fighting over the last bowl of TP. All I wanna do is poop in peace and sit on my toilet and get some relief. Because it really sucks when you can't properly clean your butt. I'm thinking about using my dad's t-shirt. Sorry, Dad, but I got a case of Hershey Squirt. I tell you, it really sucks when you can't properly clean your butt. Gotta clean your butt. Went back to my house, what could I use? I found an old pair of my brother's Reebok shoes. But I think my brother's shoes might be too big. I'd be better off wiping with my grandma's wig. And if that don't work, I'll use a pizza box. And if that don't work, I'll use my sister's socks. I'm a desperate man, these are desperate times. I even had to use an oven mitt to clean my behind. Because it really sucks when you can't properly clean your butt. All I can find is a book of stamps. It's an emergency, cause I got poopy cramps. I tell you, it really sucks when you can't properly clean your butt. Gotta clean your butt.
KVJ Show is all over social media. Find us Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Well, we've been talking about a lot of businesses doing the right thing. To me, the right thing, if businesses can, is to try to help out their employees. And earlier we were talking about Howley's restaurant. It's a diner that's in West Palm Beach. How they did have to wind up laying off a bunch between all 16 restaurants that Rodney Mayo owns. A lot of workers, but they're continuing to step up and trying to feed them. In fact, even handing them a roll of toilet paper, which is very needed. And they're going to do that as much as they can. But they said, look, we're going to need some help to be able to continue this going on. And Virginia, you said you got a report that they got from West Palm Beach Commission, gave them a grant of $12,000 to continue to purchase food for their meal program that they're doing at Howley's.
Yeah, the city of West Palm Beach, the commissioners gave them a $12,000 grant. Yeah, and then they've been getting donations online to help keep feeding the restaurant workers that have been laid off. They have $6,000 that was been donated in the past 72 hours, so that's awesome.
That is amazingly great, and that's really what it's going to take is just, people stepping up and doing really cool things. And here we're going to try to do our part to, do what we can to coordinate and organize and put people together and let you know about what's going on. There's a lot of people I want to shout out to. I don't know if you heard, BJ's Wholesale Club is giving workers a raise during the coronavirus outbreak, which is very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, they're going to get an additional $2 per hour. In fact, we had heard about other places doing that as well. Somebody said that Chase is paying their branch employees an extra $1,000 for working during this time.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some pretty cool stuff.
Concentrate on the good stuff, Virginia.
You are right. The good stuff is out there. You do have to look a little harder for it, but if you can concentrate on that and share those messages, not the ones of trolling and being mean, you're doing good.
That person had also said that when I worked for Chase, I used to put about $100,000 into each ATM. If you're wondering how much they put in there, we had that story in the Whacked Out News about those guys who got $70,000 out of one in Tampa.
$100,000 goes into the ATM at a time.
That's what she was saying.
Good Lord.
Also, CVS has announced their plans to hire 50,000 people across the U.S. to keep up with the demand that they're getting, especially toiletries. You can't find them anywhere. In fact, somebody texted in and said, I legit could not buy tampons at the store because they are all gone. Come on, people.
Really?
Yeah, so there is a rush and all that. So CVS going to be hiring 50,000 people across the U.S. Those jobs include part-time and full-time store associates and home delivery drivers. So if you were displaced from one job, that might be a place to pick up a little bit of work and some extra cash.
Damn, running low on Tamps?
Yeah. Not just the TP.
Luckily, I don't think you'll be affected. But
I won't.
Okay.
Thank gosh.
Yeah. In fact, one of the problems, hospitals and medical facilities around the U.S. are reporting critical shortages of the protective equipment that they need to keep their workers and patients safe. And I saw a lot of people shouting out Harbor Freight. They announced they're donating all of their masks, face shields, and rubber gloves to hospitals.
Nice.
So that's a really cool thing they're doing. Even the Girl Scouts are stepping up. They've been donating thousands of boxes of cookies to the American Red Cross to help reward people who donate blood because we've had major blood shortages.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Way to go, Girl Scouts.
And how about this? Your pets, maybe your kids are more happy to see. I don't know, probably the pets more than the kids. But being at home and working from home, pets are loving it. In fact, they said a dog in the UK was so excited his owner is home all the time. He was wagging his tail so much he sprained it. So they had to put it in a splint. Yeah, the dog hurt his tail. He was so happy he just couldn't stop wagging it.
That's so sweet.
I want to just hug that dog.
Then he wound up spraining
Not
his
too
tail.
tight. Now he's got a sprained tail.
Yeah, you got to watch out. Not surprisingly, we were talking about comfort foods and snacks sales going crazy. And they also say that board games, puzzles, things you'd play with the family are also seeing a major boost. Hasbro is seeing a huge demand for Play-Doh and Nerf, plus games for the entire family to play together. Peppa Pig is now officially the most watched series on demand in the world with more than 30 billion YouTube views, plus another 84 million downloads on smartphone apps.
Rocco was helping those numbers yesterday.
Yeah.
Loves Peppa Pig.
And FAO Schwartz said they've seen a sales increase for indoor toys across all categories.
Is FAO Schwartz the one with the train with the face? Kind of horrifying.
I think so, yeah. They used to have a place at City Place for a long time, and then they went out of business.
Did the train talk?
Are you thinking about Thomas the Train?
Yeah.
I'm backing out of this conversation.
I think FAO Schwartz is still in business. They just closed their West Palm location.
They still have that big Manhattan store?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I think they do.
Okay.
I was in it not too long ago.
Okay. So, yeah, not surprisingly, that stuff is doing really well. Got to say, I'm very happy. I went home yesterday, and I schooled my son Cannon in Connect 4.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, we played one game after that. I crushed his soul so much he didn't want to play again. I actually, technically, I beat him in 3 different directions.
Nice.
It was that impressive. Boy, I tell you, I feel so good about myself today.
You focused. You applied yourself.
I did. So I feel really good.
Make him bleed.
He was whooping me over the weekend.
That's from a movie.
Maybe don't make him bleed.
Just a phrase.
There's a lot of virtual games that they say that you can check out and play with friends no matter where they are. Anything from Mario Kart, Monopoly. I know my son's playing and connecting with a lot of his school friends by playing Fortnite and other games like that. So going to see a lot of that going on. All right, Jay Bird, as we all try to keep our spirits lifted, if you would, please wrap us up here with your thought for the day.
Make it a good one.
Each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most.
I like it.
Yeah, all right, Mama.
You know how you hear people on the radio and you're like, I wonder what they look like when they're saying that. I wish I could see them. Well, you can. We're right there on youtube.com/KVJ Show.